Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you in my premium German heavy cruiser, the Prinz Eugen. Now, my captain skills are going to be priority target, expert marksman, adrenaline rush, basics of survivability, superintendent, advanced fire training, and more concealment. My modules are protect my main batteries, DAMCOM 1, 2, longer shooting AA, and of course, even more concealment. Now, this screenshot is some of the reason why you guys usually don't see a Prinz Eugen from me. Well, I didn't do anything spectacular in that game except for actually get a first blood with my torpedoes, which is very uncommon. I don't do anything exceptionally exciting. It's kind of boring to watch, but I do well in this ship. This is a pre-buff Prinz Eugen. The screenshots you saw was actually post-buff. I was trying to get two of them, but I didn't feel like playing the Prince all day long. Now, as you can see by chat, I'm in this game with a very good friend of mine, Miss Harley Quinn. We ended up jumping into voice comms together and just having communicating a little bit easier. I let her know that I don't have hydro, I run defensive fire. My Hipper is set up with hydro, my Prinz Eugen is set up for AA. Now this captain actually goes between three ships. This captain will go into my Hipper and in my Scharnhorst, and I'm sure somebody's going to give me crap about not optimizing skills for it to be a cruiser. Well, I find that this is what works best for me. Luckily for me, there's a carrier in the game, so yay, defensive fire. And it's only tier 8. And you know what that means? I should be able to handle anything he throws at me. The other thing is, I am talking with Harley. I am doing everything I can to support Harley. Now, of course, you can see we're on Shatter. We're going to play the hide behind C for as long as, as long as somebody's there. Now, the one thing about German cruisers and German AP is you really don't lose very much penetration at range. Your AP works extremely good even at range. The problem with most German cruisers is the minute anybody starts angling, you really start seeing the damage go down drastically. The other thing is the Germans get what I would just say IFHE for free. Instead of it being 1/6, I believe it's a quarter pen rule. So Germans pretty much get IFHE for free with none of the negatives. They don't lose any fire chances. Now, from looking at where everybody is, Harley pushed around a corner. Whatever was on C, which was the Pan-Asian DD left, kind of made us suspect that the enemy team isn't going C, that they're going A heavily, with the chance of one of them dipping into B. But as you can see, we have two cruisers going into Bravo itself. The Pan-Asian did look like it was going that way. It looked like the Ibuki turned away. But for the most part, the enemy are abandoning C, which means we're not going to play hide behind the big island and see who can flinch first. They've already conceded it. Now, with it being a carrier game and it only being tier 8 carrier in a tier 10 game, it's still good to bulk up for AA. The bigger your AA bubble, the less likely the carrier can come in and drop planes. Now, you may be asking yourself, geez, when I see enemy planes, where are the friendly planes from your Graf Zeppelin? That gentleman loaded in late. Now, I had the HE loaded, kind of hoping to see the DD, but even your AP will do a lot of damage to a destroyer. I did learn that little trick from Sneaky, so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. He kind of did teach me that even German AP on DDs will hurt them. Now, of course, without having hydro, I'm kind of counting on Harley to do any of the spotting for torpedoes. Get one fire on the curve first. Immediately did switch to the DD because it is food and I do need to help out my allies. But you know what? Even if I only had the one fire going on the curve first, there's a good chance I wouldn't have shot at him again. Just let the one fire burn because any good battleship will just let one fire burn. I failed to let Harley know I'm going around the island, and she is rushing into the Jungmoo. Now, I kind of, you know what, I tell her, you know what, I'm not sure where his torps are, what his torps are doing. So I'm trying to come around this island and help you with the DD. And it's this point when she says, "Oh, I didn't realize you went around the island." Kind of told her I wasn't taking a chance with Pan-Asian torpedoes. Luckily for us, there really is nobody contesting B, so it's going to be easy as long as the individual on it can remain dark. And there goes the torpedoes. So luckily for me, intuition paid off, but I still nearly got hit by them. I don't believe even Harley had those spotted. I see the planes. I see them coming in. I see there's a Baltimore next to me, but I said, you know what? I don't care. Let me hit defensive fire. Let's get rid of these guys as fast as possible so they stop spotting Harley. It's at this point I was about to tell Harley, I said, you know what? Be careful. There's a champion on the other side. She realizes this situation a lot sooner than I did, and she's already turned to come back and disengage. Now I'm still maintaining a presence kind of here. Running straight, I didn't want to go around a corner and present myself too early for these guys. And you know what? Hindsight's always 20/20. But this is a situation that Harley did ask me if she thought she played it right. I said, you know what? You didn't play it wrong. I might have played it a little bit different as we are going to touch and do inappropriate type like stuff because, well, why not? And like I might have rushed, I might have kept rushing the DD. I said, but it's not like he didn't have support, so I don't blame you for, you know what, falling back. What she is going to do is actually go push B and send torps that. I'm going to kind of push this DD and act like I have hydro, even though I do not. I'm like, what I'm trying to do is use that island there to judge where he's at, what he's doing. Because if I keep going detected, not detected, I know he's going around and my little ploy will work. The other thing is, there's a big bad mean battleship and destroyers love to shoot big bad mean battleships. So I'm kind of hoping that he would be sending most of his torps against the torpedoes and not myself. I see him detected. I know he's not in smoke. And, you know, at this point when Harley's like, you know, I'm dropping torps through B, you know what, we're hoping she gets something because, you know what, the enemy are in a very nice tight group. And for the most part, we're kind of spread out all over. Luckily for us, we have a point-and-click adventurer in the Graf Zeppelin. And this is kind of the point when I'm like, you know what? To keep pushing his Jungmoo, he still got me spotted, is not a good idea. I could have asked our carrier to go spot him, but I just didn't even feel like it. I wasn't sure how receptive he would be. I have no idea where those shells went. The torpedoes actually ran aground, making that turn, so miss number 2, yay for me. And here comes more Pan-Asian torpedoes. Luckily for me, the DD's doing what DD does, torping the battleships and not the cruisers that could potentially kill them and hydro them. See the Lexington, he's too far. Harley is letting me know that she's in trouble. I believe something has got her on hydro or radar. So I'm coming back to help them. I don't want to push that corner. Just because the fewer targets to be able to shoot me is a good thing, because at the end of the day, I'm still a squishy tier 8 cruiser. I switched to the AP in hopes to see, going to see him broadside or the Minotaur. I'm not going to do a full reload and then switch to HE. I will just select HE to be the next shell type. This guy's not looking at me, so there's no reason to motor on fast. Oh shit, now he is. Time to start motoring a little bit faster. And luckily for me, my turtle back came into play, and he really didn't do much. I'm probably suspecting he really just overpent me, but because he was showing me angle, I figured the better choice would have been HE over AP, and that's what I mean by any sort of little angle, even like that. And it's the difference between like 8K and 3K. Like, it's a big difference. So any small little angle, you are better off shooting HE. I have the AP loaded because I was hopes to see this guy broadside. He's bow on, but I see he's turning, so I'm holding my shot, waiting for him to commit to the turn, let loose with the AP as these shells come in and actually get a citadel. That actually surprised me because he was still angled a little bit, but I guess it was just enough. I see a Minotaur, broadside, AP loaded. Might as well send that and hopefully delete the gentleman. As those shells come in and do get 2 citadels along with 2 overpens. Minotaur's pulling forward. I believe he's going to beach again, which is kind of what I was anticipating, especially after getting double citadeled. Only do 500 damage. I'm sure most of those missed, but he is starting to angle, but he's reversing, and he's going to start showing broadside. Might as well take a shot in on him before he get in the smoke. There's the citadel, and there goes the Minotaur. And that's what I mean by this German AP is actually very strong. It doesn't matter the ranges. It only matters on the angle. Now it's time to play with Alabama, which is really what I don't want to do. Now, he's bow on. Might as well go to the HE. Now, I am going to make a few mistakes here, but what I'm trying to do is get this guy thinking I'm dropping one side of torps when I'm actually not. I want to get closer. But my mistake is I actually do overturn a little bit too much and start getting too much damage. I use my torp indicator to see if he's going full speed just to make sure. This guy's showing me broadside. I see the Des Moines. He's got 3/4 health. I'm at half health. Now I'm fighting the Des Moines and in Alabama. Luckily for me, the Alabama's not looking at me, so the only one actively shooting me is the Des Moines. I was kind of hoping those shots would have finished off the Alabama, so I wouldn't have to deal, so I wouldn't have to really finish him up. I could deal with the Des Moines. I didn't really want to switch to AP because I knew I'd be fighting this Des Moines, and the HE was good enough to finish off the Alabama. And it's at this point when greed, just pure and simple greed, take over. I'm in a fight with a Des Moines. The last thing you want to do is close the distance to a Des Moines. But unbeknown to me, this guy's going to make a bigger mistake than me. I mean, I actually had the AP loaded to try to destroy one of his front guns. I'm like, you know what, this guy's just not cooperating with what I want him to do. And I was going to come in for the ram. What I should have done right here was cut my speed, had the AP loaded or the torps, because the torps would have killed him, but I come in for the ram and the Kraken. And this is the part where I failed to realize we're losing. While the scores may say we're winning, we don't have 2 caps. The enemy do. They're going to make that up very quickly, and they have 2 ships. They had 2 ships left alive. if I would have just cut my speed and torped the guy, we would have won. Instead of putting pressure on the Graf Zeppelin, I did not realize this at the time. Like I said, all I saw was Des Moines, go for the Ram, go out for glory, get the crack, and as soon as that happened, I said, shit, not the wisest choice. Luckily for us, the 5 only has 200 health. The Graf Zeppelin is trying to convince him to come into cap so he can get a secondary kill. Not going to bore you guys with all of this. Surprise, surprise, we do win. So now we're going to check out the post-battle results. I hope you guys really did enjoy this replay. If you are thinking about picking up the Prinz Eugen after the buff, I definitely would. You see what this ship is capable of doing. I'm sure somebody even more capable could have a lot better results. If you really do enjoy cruisers and enjoy the German cruiser line, I believe you will like the Hipper, I think you will like the Prinz Eugen, especially considering it now has a heal, so your survivability will increase. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send in. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.